If you had 1 week to live, would you rather spend it on this gorgeous beach in Rio de Janeiro or here in this very expensive, greedy, capitalistic concrete jungle known as Miami? If you had 1 day left on this earth, would you rather have your last meal at Taco Bell or have some delicious rodizio at Texas de Brazil and then wrestle some sweaty Brazilian dudes to work off the calories? If you had just 10 seconds to live, would you want your last dying word from your last dying breath to be a Facebook or a Facebookie? If you had 1/10 of 1 millisecond... Okay, I'm done. Don't get me wrong, I love Mexican. Aprendí mexicano hace unos años y lo hablo bien, pero a verdade é que eu prefiro a língua brasileira. Yeah, for those new to my channel, sometimes I call these languages Brazilian and Mexican because I strongly oppose European colonization. And these are the two countries with the largest populations of speakers. But why am I even comparing these two languages? Well, for the monolingual betas watching this, Brazilian and Mexican are basically the same language. Anyone who speaks one and has been exposed to the other already knows this. 90% of the words are similar in some way, and the grammar of each language is nearly identical. The biggest differences are how they sound and where they're spoken. They are two sides of the same coin. Dos hermanos en Cristo, dois irmãos en Cristo. But regardless, when it comes time to choosing a language, everyone chooses Spanish. And I hate that. For 3 reasons. Reason number 1, Portuguese is cooler. Like I said, everyone learns Spanish. It's the default language for us Americans to learn. So it's NPC herd mentality to join the mob and engage in this normie activity. I personally was like 10 years old grinding Duolingo Spanish in 2008, and so was everyone at school. We were all glued to animes like Dora the Exploradora, Go Diego Go, Handy Manny, and we all had Mexican class in our very safe American schools. So everyone knows how to say hola in Spanish, but no one knows how to say hello in Portuguese, even though it's literally just hola. So speaking Brazilian gives you an automatic upgrade to your aura. It makes you cooler. Imagine being at a bar and telling a beautiful woman, or a handsome man, or an attractive non-binary person, I speak Spanish. They'll just be like,
Whoop-de-doo, que original, todos los demás lo hablan también, hijo puta.
But if you say, I speak Brazilian Portuguese, they'll freak out.
Holy crap, that sounds cool. What's that?
The average American has no idea where Brazil is on a map, and they couldn't tell you the first thing about Portuguese, so you'll appear charming, mysterious, and sophisticated. You'll be certified fofinho. And if they do know about Brazil, they'll be bewildered. They'll know that you're interesting, globally minded, based, and Brazil-pilled. And when you meet natives of these languages, you'll also notice a difference. If you speak Mexican to a Mexican speaker, don't get me wrong, they will be very happy and surprised. But if you speak Brazilian to a Brazilian, you'll touch their heart in a way that no one, not even Bolsonaro, ever has.
You chose us. Eu te amo demais. What is your Facebook? Do you have an Instagram or a Snapchat?
Speaking Portuguese simply has a shock factor that Spanish could never come close to. A Peruvian might smile and compliment you if you shock him in his mother tongue, but a Brazilian's eyes will roll back in his head, and he'll levitate as his core rapidly collapses, forming a neutron star or black hole and producing a Type 2 supernova, inducing heat death of the universe if you simply say, Cidade. Reason number 2, Portuguese DLC is wildly underrated. Don't get it confused. Learning Mexican will unlock you a lot more DLC than Brazilian ever could. There are roughly twice as many Mexican-speaking NPCs than there are Brazilian-speaking NPCs, and they're spread out over many more DLC regions that have a ton to offer. With Spanish, you could watch La Casa de Papel without subtitles, visit Cancun without subtitles, and watch the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show without subtitles. But learning Portuguese unlocks what I believe is the greatest part of the world. Brazil. Brazil is a giant country full of wonderful, open-minded people who are kind and hilarious. And it is extremely diverse. North and South Brazil are about as different as Korea is to Haiti. And there is so much culture in Brazil. Imagine unlocking the language of samba or capoeira where they're literally fighting while dancing. Or imagine going to Carnival, the most holy and modest festival the world has ever seen, and experiencing it through the spirit of the Brazilian language. without subtitles. And you can and should go explore the favelas of Rio. I'm so sick of all those soy boy Wojak gringos who claim it's unsafe. I died there multiple times, but I respawned every single time. Okay, that admittedly was on the Call of Duty map favela, but it probably works the same in Brazil. And have you heard of the Amazon rainforest? That is some peak DLC to unlock. They've got literal Pokemon hiding in there, including pink dolphins and electric eels who only shock tourists if they don't know how to speak Portuguese. And yes, I know the rainforest bleeds into some Mexican-speaking countries too, but most of it is in Lulaland. Lulaland also has delicious food. Can you imagine ordering feijoada, pau de queijo, or even a BBL in flawless Brazilian? And they have wicked cool sports like their iconic beach volleyball or their world-dominating soccer. 7-1. Germany beat Brazil 7-1 in the 2014 FIFA World Cup semifinal. Meine Vorfahren stammen aus Deutschland, also darf ich das sagen. Das ist mein Geburtsrecht. But in an act of revenge, Brazil built an entire scale replica of a German city. Brazil has everything. Brazil is the world. And you also unlock a bunch of cool African countries with this lingo. Mozambique and Angola to name two. Look at these flags. They kind of scare me, but I want to go. They have breathtaking natural parks. Mozambique has the best beaches in the world. And there they also have Pokemon like in Brazil. This is literally a Pokemon you can find off the coast of Mozambique. And Portuguese is also the official language of the Chinese territory of Macau, which is the Las Vegas of communist China. Can you imagine seizing the means of production of the casino industry while speaking Chinese accented Portuguese? So with the Brazilian language, you could get rich in Macau, then ride a dugong in Mozambique, and then buy a home in a nice favela in Rio, all without subtitles. But with Mexican, all you can do is order a taco. Before I give you the third reason, did you know that I am a LanguageSimp.com best-selling author? If you're interested in reading my ebook, The Hyperpolyglot Handbook, head over to LanguageSimp.com and check it out. It's a great way to learn how to learn a language and to support me. Reason number 3, Portuguese sounds cooler. Mexican is a beautiful, flowy, rhythmic language that I love to listen to and speak, and it's got a ton of diverse accents. There's the friendly Mexican accent, the incomprehensible Cuban accent, wispy Argentinian, adorable Colombian, and the gorgeous Andalusian, to name a few. But no matter which accent I listen to in the Mexican-speaking world, it just always seems like there's something missing. It always feels a little too monotone, a little too simple, and it always leaves me wanting more. But allow me to introduce to you Spanish 2. Upgraded Spanish, spicy Spanish. Brazilian takes all the good things about Spanish and throws a bunch of spice on them to create an unforgettable, bouncy, riveting experience that you just can't find anywhere else. Listen to these Mexican sentences. El ritmo de Brasil hace todo divertido. Cada canción de Brasil tiene ritmo y alegría. It sounds cool, but kind of flavorless. Now listen to me say it in Brazilian. O ritmo do Brasil faz tudo divertido. Cada canção do Brasil tem ritmo e alegria. Okay, maybe I exaggerated it just a little bit. Os brasileiros insistem que eu sou o Mickey Mouse da língua portuguesa. Fofinho, famoso e totalmente fora de controle. Brazilian is just more fun and invigorating when you listen to it or when you speak it. It's like feijoada for the soul. It's harder to pronounce than Mexican, but that's the biggest reason why you should learn it first. It will make learning Mexican in the future a breeze. Each Portuguese word is just a Spanish word with a little extra pizzazz. The cumbersome Mexican rrr turns into the soft h, and the boring te turns into the adorable chi. So a simple word like repugnante becomes repugnante. And the Brazilian nasal sounds transform the simple pan into delicious and hard-hitting boom. And they even have the glorious American R in some regions, so mierda becomes merda. There are still some features that I do prefer in Mexican. For example, the Spanish Mexican that I learned has a lisp, so I say la pronunciación instead of la pronunciación. But it's too confusing because not every accent in the Spanish language has this adorable lisp, and if someone has a lisp, that doesn't even necessarily mean that they speak Spanish. I just can't comprehend it. But everyone with a lazy eye is Brazilian in their soul. So in conclusion, learn whichever language you'd like. Don't listen to me. I'm a stupid gringo living my silly little life here in Florida. The truth is, I love both these languages, and I understand how someone could prefer Spanish over Portuguese, but if Spanish and Portuguese were falling off a bridge and I could only save one, I'd let them both go, pour que je puisse me concentrer sur le français. Mon rêve est de déménager en France et de devenir acteur pour jouer le rôle de l'américain stupide dans les films français. But that's a story for another day. Gracias and obrigado for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider supporting me on Patreon, where I have dozens of videos teaching you how to learn a language, and also check out my ebook at languagesimp.com. It's already helped thousands of people, and you could be next.